Hey everyone, welcome back. Hang on just a moment. Let me adjust the lights. Let there be light. Hello and welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson from Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. If you're new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to make any requests for your personal healing. We're going to get things started off by building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to all of your requests. So if you have any, let me know. If you're watching this on the video replay, hello from the past. You can, if you want to, skip ahead to the Reiki portion, start looking at about the 1 hour mark, or where the lights begin to shift. For those of you who are new, we will build this Reiki crystal grid for about the first hour, probably a little bit more, and then we will transition into the healing portion. And for those of you who are returning, thank you. It's wonderful to see you again. Welcome back, and thank you so much for your ongoing support. So let's go ahead over to the grid. But first, if you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you want to schedule a one-on-one healing or tarot reading, or if you want to shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com, which is linked in the description, as are all of my social media and my email newsletter. So thanks again. Let's go ahead and say hi to everybody who's here. Awesome. So this is the start of our crystal grid. We've got our copper spiral, which helps break up any blockages and gets the energy flowing optimally. And so far we have in Chris, Jenny, Violet Integration, Jennifer, Natalie, good to see you. Cora Carr, awesome to see you again. Ah, so good to have you all. So let's go ahead and start building that grid. So Violet Integration, let's see who has requests. So Jennifer, intentions, good mojo on getting accepted for the house rental, communication, life in fleeting, and love with every fiber of your being. Oh, I'm so sorry you had a friend pass. Love with every fiber of your being. Got you. Okay, so let's do that. I'm so sorry for your loss. But let's see. Good mojo to the house rental. And let's see what else brings luck. Yeah. Communication, soda light. And I'm going to think about that last one. But first, let's start off with some citrine. Citrine's great for manifesting financial abundance, and of course, that's always a good thing. But in addition to that, it's also great for making sure that we can manifest our basic needs. And housing, absolutely a basic need. So this is citrine. Additionally, this is helpful for making good financial decisions and making good decisions with the resources that you do have. It's wonderful for balancing logic with intuition, for nausea, for fibromyalgia, and for addictions and compulsions. So this is beautiful citrine. So let's go ahead and put these here. Okay, there you go. Wonderful. And sodalite is great for communication. This helps with moving any kind of expression through the throat chakra, whether it's verbal or written. Also artistic performance, however you express yourself. It's wonderful too for homesickness as well. So we'll bring this in. There we go. This is also a good stone for grounding impulses, sodalite, both sodalite and citrine. Okay, there we go. And for luck and getting accepted with the house rental, I'm going to bring in sunstone again. This is one that helps to expand our vision of our own potential and set goals really high. But also this is a great stone of luck and also recognition, being seen, being noticed. If you're putting in for an application, if you're putting in for a job, this helps to bring your application to the top of the pile for you to get recognized. It's great for being recognized towards a promotion as well. It's great for protection against money manipulation as well as bringing career opportunities, and even to some extent marketing yourself if you own your own small business. So we'll bring that in. Help bring the sun shining down right on you and bring in that luck too. And yeah, so life being fleeting. I'm going to bring in some green onyx. This is excellent for grief and even like emotional shutdown. It's a very powerful emotional support type stone, but it's also one of the heart chakra that helps you be with your heart chakra. It's great for making decisions, for processing sadness, and also for moving forward despite the emotional pain that you have. So that can help there. And I'm also going to go ahead and bring in, I feel to bring in emerald. That one helps with reminding us to have our excitement for life, our zest for life in a sense, especially when it feels kind of gone. So when you're saying loving with every fiber of your being, I feel like this can help. This also helps with healing skin and tissue. So if you've been injured, if you've had a surgery, anything like that, this is helpful. And in addition, it's great for anything having to do with breathing, the whole pulmonary system. Emerald can be a really powerful protector and healer. And of course, it works with the heart chakra too. So it's a deeply loving stone as well. So that is emerald. So all the best to you. And I'll definitely put in some loving stones as we continue through. So all the best. And let's see who else we have here. Vincent, welcome back. Okay, cool. You made some good requests. Oh, those are awesome. Let's see. Black obsidian, pyrite, kunzite, blue lace agate. Pyrite is an excellent stone of financial abundance. It calls in the real gold. It is in and of itself actual fool's gold. It's also exceptional for growing your intuition, expanding your intuition, while also being protected while you move through that. It helps with the lungs, brain, and memory, and it can also help with those who are going through radiation treatments. It's thought to help with minimizing side effects. But we will bring this in. That's pyrite. Kunzite. Pink kunzite is an extremely high vibrational, loving stone that reminds us that we are a divine manifestation of love. We are all one, and we are spirit. This is very connected with the Kuan Yin, who is the one who hears the suffering of the world. And this is wonderful for compassion for self and others, and deep emotional healing. And spiritual healing, spiritual emotional connection. Blue lace agate also helps communication, particularly when it comes to wanting to communicate things that are difficult to say, or if you want to communicate things in a way that's more emotionally gentle, you're worried about how they might be received by the other individual. It's also great for everything that has to do with the throat chakra and the throat itself. So if you have throat pain, cough, anything like that, this can be helpful. Great for tension headache, arthritis, and fractures, as well as like skin allergies. Apache tear, I have a black obsidian type that's known as Apache tear, but I know there's another type too. But this is wonderful for moving through grief and for trauma in general, whether it's old trauma and you're experiencing it very fresh, or it's very acute and it just happened. But this is great for moving through grief, physical shock, emotional shock, and it's also good for nervous pets. So this is Apache tear, black obsidian. also feel to bring in Jet. And Jet I'm going to bring in for you, and also we brought it in at the 4 o'clock stream for what's going on in Hawaii. Jet is wood that has been fossilized, usually through volcanic activity, but sometimes through incredibly high heat fire. This is excellent for it because it was a living tree and suddenly things happen and it's just absolutely and utterly transformed. This is great for grief, especially loss of someone close. It's also very protective against like the evil eye and against like paranormal types of things, if you will. And it helps with anyone that's working with or close to someone who is nearing the end of their life, or who has just passed on. This can also be good for working around animals that are close to the end. So we're going to bring in some Jet. So let's bring in this too. We'll just separate them, split them up a little bit. We'll see where they end up. We'll keep them here for now. But I'm glad that you are here. And lots of love to you. And Violet Integration had some requests for self-confidence, quick boost in finances. Gotcha. And I know that your dog Dobby is needing a little bit of physical support. We can bring that in too. So Dobby, self-confidence and finances. Okay, so let's bring that in. So for Dobby, your dog, leopard skin jasper helps with all kinds of animal healing and the connection between humans and animals in general, as well as connecting to your animal guides. This is also helpful for anything impacting the skin, as well as balance, coordination, things like that. Also helpful for attracting your soulmate or a significant relationship. But yeah, this is great for any kind of healing work with animals. So let's go ahead and bring this in. It's such a loving stone, and we use it here quite a bit. We've gotten a large collection of animal lovers here, the best people in the world. There we go. So let's bring this in. And red tiger eye is very helpful for manifesting fast resources, fast financial support. It's also very, very highly protective. This is one that can stop things like psychic attack and malevolent spiritual work in their tracks. And it can really help against mundane, everyday kinds of bullies, whether it's toxic work environments or your kids coming home from school after being bullied or picked on. This is a very powerful stone to prevent that. Whether it's mild or major, it's a very, very helpful stone. So, of course, all the best to you there. Yellow calcite is the stone of self-confidence. It's also filled with optimism, joy, and hope. This is a stone that helps the solar plexus, which is your center of self-identity and free will. It helps you to prioritize your needs, wants, and desires over the input of others when you have a tendency to do the opposite. It also is helpful in releasing any need for approval of others, so you can feel a little bit more sure of yourself and confident with, yes, I'm sure that this is correct, that this is my experience, that this is what I want to do. Wonderful for all of those things. Also great for anything around self-identity and boundaries. If you're struggling to maintain boundaries or to make boundaries, yellow calcite can be an excellent ally. So all the best to you, Violet Integration. Good to see you. I hope everything goes well. Cool. And I'm going to get to everybody's request. Which crystal was to prevent evil eye? Jet? Yes, absolutely. That's Jet. So Jet is excellent for preventing the evil eye. Also, red tiger eye. Jet can be a little bit harder to come by. Red tiger eye is a little bit easier to find. Also, other stones that are helpful for things like that. Smoky quartz, black onyx, tiger's eye to an extent can be helpful. And those are the big ones. I actually have a video you can check into that I uploaded with, it's all about protective stones. That might be helpful. Different ways to use them. Yellow calcite and honey calcite are different. We even learned that there's a honeycomb calcite that's totally different. So that was yellow calcite. Honey calcite, it looks very similar, especially on camera. This is honey calcite. Yellow calcite is at the top, and then all the rest are honey calcite. And since we have the honey calcite out, let's add it. This helps with attracting really good, balanced people who resonate with you to be attracted to you. So if you're moving, looking for a new job, or you're in any situation where you're going to be experiencing new people, or anytime that you're just looking to add more people to your life, this helps you find people that really are in good balance with you. So it's also a good stone for balancing the solar plexus, your center of self that we talked about with yellow calcite, with the sacral, which is where we relate to others in the world around us. It's also helpful for bringing good amounts of optimism, even in really tough times, and for even supporting people in their menopause journey, as is sodalite. So yeah, awesome. So I hope that helps. Yeah, they look very similar, and then there's orange calcite, which looks similar too. So there's a lot of calcites in a lot of different colors, and they do a vast amount of different things. But calcites usually, not all the time, but most calcites are very affordable because they're pretty plentiful. And all calcites also help with the bones and bone integrity because they're literally calcium. Awesome. So let's see. And for Chris, let's grab a few of your requests. Let's do rose quartz, carnelian, garnet. Garnet. Moonstone. Aventurine. We'll start there. Aventurine is wonderful for allergies. So if anyone struggles with fall allergies, this is one of the stones that can help. It's also wonderful for eye problems. But for really expanding the way that you see yourself, if you tend to sell yourself a little short, or you think, oh, I can't do that, that's beyond my ability, this is a stone that helps you to better see what your true capability is and expand that in a really loving way, not like an ego-based way, but in a yes I can kind of way. It's also great for learning. So if you have to learn something and you feel intimidated by it, you feel like it's not something that you can learn, this is one that'll encourage you. So it's wonderful for that. Carnelian is very much connected with the sacral chakra, which I just mentioned. That's our center of relationships. So definitely romantic relationships, sexual function and dysfunction, fertility, also with attracting romance, but even more importantly, all relationships and just the way we relate to others. This can help groups of people to even get along a little bit better. It helps with also allergies too, as well as wound healing, and with attracting a romantic partner too. So we'll bring this in. And I absolutely love this deep orange. It's like almost red orange. Carnelian is a beautiful stone. Rose quartz is one that most of us are familiar with. This helps with the heart chakra and our center of compassion for self and for others. This is one that helps us to realize that there is a consistent amount of unconditional love, which makes it a lot easier to let go of the things that we don't need anymore. This helps us to realize like there could be something better to fill that space. So we'll bring in that rose quartz. This is a great stone to just bring in really loving energy into your field. And it's one that you can work with over a long period of time. So we'll go with that. and that's right under the black obsidian, which in and of itself, like jet is usually from volcanic activity. Obsidian generally is. It's a glass that's made from volcanic activity. So that actually would be really appropriate for what's going on in Hawaii as well. Moonstone helps to connect with the lunar cycles, the rhythms and patterns of nature, helps us to connect with divine timing, and helps us to trust divine timing. Also helps with connection to the divine feminine, intuition, and spiritual wisdom. If you're learning any kind of older spiritual practice, this can really help you connect with it. Very protective of women and with all of our feminine sides. I often think of it as being very connected to the High Priestess in the tarot deck. Also another one that's good for helping to attract love. Garnet is one that can help us to make more time in our life for life and help us to get things done really efficiently. This is one that helps us with planning, organization, also with creativity and courage. So if you're looking for a new way to get things done, a new way to approach something, or if you're taking on a new task or a new role, this is one that can help you get really creative in how you get things done. So they say this is the way we've always done it is often the biggest obstacle to change. This is a good remedy for that. So that's garnet. And let's also do, yes, calcite definitely does scratch easy. It's very fragile in that regard. Let's also do some iolite Herkimer. Herkimer really empowers manifestation and intuition. It helps us to feel very connected to spirit, but it's also very balancing in that regard. When we're doing spiritual work, a great way to work with any kind of manifestation in a very practical way is to be grounded in the present moment. And this helps us to do that at the same time. So we're not just jumping to the next thing we're asking for. We're able to be where we are right now and appreciate what we have. It helps with harmonizing energy, with relaxation too, and with metabolism, aids metabolism too. So definitely one that's worth having if you do a lot of manifestation work. So that is Herkimer diamond, which is a type of clear quartz found in the Herkimer, New York region. Iolite helps with weight loss if you have an intention around that, as well as visualization of an intuitive variety, so like clairvoyance. This can also help you with grounding psychic energy if it's keeping you awake or waking you up at night, and helps with using money well, like making good financial decisions. Also helpful with fever, so that is iolite. Awesome. And we'll keep coming back to your requests too. Oh, Key will be here in a short while. Awesome. Good to see you, Patty. Intention for Jenny. Physical endurance, healing, and strength. Gotcha. Oh, do we have a kitty? Hi, Hattie. You want to come up? You want to say hi? You want to come up? Okay. Kitty did not want to say hi right now. She'll jump up on my lap and purr for us in a bit. So the first thing I wanted to bring in for you is Bumblebee Jasper, which we've been working with a lot, but it's just so potent and powerful when it comes to physical energy and motivation. This is one that can definitely help with that physical manifestation of being able to get your body moving. Hey, come on up. Here is Addie. Hey, Addie. Yeah, good job. But yeah, as I was saying, good with physical healing, motivation, positivity, and confidence. So this will also help violet integration, but it helps with, it empowers manifestation as well, and it can help with mental focus. So focus, energy, motivation, they're the big three for this stone. Also helps with balancing yin and yang in the body, and when it comes to getting things done, like if you have a to-do list, this can help you feel like excited about it. Also helps to encourage like groups to work together well. And another one that helps with physical healing too is malachite. This is a great stone of physical healing and emotional healing. This can be really detoxing, so it can help you if you're looking for like physical endurance and things like that. This can help you recover after you've like done a run or done quite a bit of workout. It helps with arthritis and inflammation, as well as moving really, really heartbreaky types of feelings through your heart center. When it comes to emotional healing, sometimes we can get really stuck in the depths of it. This is a stone that can help you to like process those feelings, not ignore them, push them down, or get stuck by them, but work through them. It also helps with phobias and fears, and it's very connected to the Archangel Raphael. So that is malachite. Helps with letting go of the past. Also great for insomnia. Oh, and there's a little kitty purring. And another one for strength is Tiger Eye. This is wonderful for strength and physical vitality, for balance as well. Balance like in the emotional sense of balance and harmony, but also like literal balance. It helps with envy and jealousy as well. It helps to really discourage those and protect against people who are motivated by them. It helps with research and study. It gives you almost like a bird's eye view of things so that you can see all the different information. Won't just be like different facts you're memorizing. You'll be able to see how they relate to each other. Great for entrepreneurship and just big picture thinking in general, but physical strength too. So that is Tiger Eye. And I don't know if you can hear Hattie purring, but she is definitely purring away. So there is Tiger Eye. Awesome. I hope that helps. Lots of love to you. Good to see you. Natalie, you have a friend with lung inflammation. Crystals for lungs and pulmonary area. Definitely emerald, which is in here already. Excellent for the lungs and the pulmonary area. Everything having to do with breathing. I'm also going to bring in green kyanite. Oh, do you want to play with that one? Here, play with that one. Okay. Green kyanite can be really helpful for chest, lungs, also the heart, like the cardiopulmonary system. It really does work well with both. It helps with balancing and blending your spiritual side and your like mundane, regular day kind of sides as well. And it can be great for wisdom through intuition and connecting with the elements of plants and land too, which can be very restorative. So it's a very physical stone and a very spiritual stone at the same time. When we had the COVID spike of Omicron, this was one that we were using a lot and people found it very helpful. So I hope that this helps your friend. All the best to you. Thank you for all of your support. It really means a lot. Awesome. So that's green kyanite. Okay, intention for protection for your sister and all those affected by the wildfires in Maui. Oh. We got a couple of stones in there with jet and with black obsidian. But let's see what else we have. So we've got a good couple of protection stones for them. Let's also bring in I'm going to bring in these two that came in really strong. So first I'm going to bring in black onyx. This helps with grief and with anxiety. It really grounds a lot of fear and anxiety, which how can you go through something like that and not have fear and anxiety? It's great for self-doubt and for bringing up self-confidence, so helpful for that request, but it's very protective and it helps to process that grief, including grief of like loss of home, loss of community, even if you're not directly impacted, like the fire didn't impact exactly where you live, it's going to have an impact. So this will help. So that is black obsidian. It's also great for ancestor connection, and that can always be really helpful in times of like big natural disasters and things, or even man-made disasters, or really any time. The next one I wanted to bring in also has a strong connection to the ancestors and to land. This is Kambaba stone. Kambaba stone is actually fossilized blue-green algae, believe it or not. It's super fascinating. So this helps with the growth of plants and crops, so hoping that the plant life there can renew and restore. It also helps with courage and confidence, as well as courage, confidence, and connection. I usually think of it in terms of all three. Connection not only to your ancestors, but also if you're looking to do any kind of work with the ancestral, like lands of your ancestors. If you want to connect to that, this can be very helpful as well. It can help with learning languages. It aids in meditation, especially with keeping your mind clear and connecting more intuitively and spiritually. And it can also help with any kind of environmental issues. And the environmental impact from this is going to be pretty devastating. So definitely bringing this in with especially the intention to bring back a lot of the plant life. So we've got Kambaba stone, which often goes by Kambaba jasper. It's the same stone. And bloodstone. And I think this will help Jenny too. Bloodstone is wonderful for kind of the emotional aspect of it. It can really lift despair, and it's emotional stamina. And recovering from something like that it takes time. So it also relieves self-doubt, and this is also very helpful for meditation and calming the mind. It's great for anything that hits your emotions so hard that it feels like the whole rug has been pulled out from underneath you. And that seems relevant here. Bloodstone also goes by the name heliotrope. So in case you've heard of it either way, those are two names for the same stone. But all the best to your sister, and I hope all goes well. Keep me posted. Yep, aventurine is supposed to be good for heart rhythms for sure. Oh, we have kunzite. We're good on kunzite. Oh, I love the request. Hey, Philip, welcome in. Oh, Michelle. Oh, it's good to see you. It's been a little bit. I hope you're doing well. Bumblebee jasper is good for Leos. Yes, it is. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you know that. Awesome. And for Patty, so selenite, fluorite. Fluorite's a perfect one. Let's do that. Selenite, fluorite, hematite, aquamarine, fuchsite. Epidote, chevron amethyst, amazonite. Okay, let's start there. Selenite is one that I always keep just off camera. And there's some behind me. If you look at the altars behind me, there's pieces there all around me. This reflects nothing but pure white light, and it is a powerful energy clearer. This is one that, especially if you do a lot of energy work or if you're empathic, you can actually use it to clear your auric field. Just kind of place it at the top of your head and kind of comb around your body. You can even like clear your whole body this way. I use selenite to clear my stones. I'll just put them onto a piece of selenite for a little while, a few hours at least, and then come back. And I also, underneath the case of crystals here, I have lots of Epsom salt and sea salt to wick away that energy. But this is a great stone too for working with your spirit guides. And so I'm going to bring in just a small piece to help represent it in the grid. Aquamarine is the anti-Karen stone. It helps with deflecting and discouraging pettiness and people who were already upset looking to take that out on someone else, like misdirected feelings. Helps with also inviting in a sense of justice, bringing in justice vibes, as well as forgiveness, regardless of what that forgiveness looks like. Some forgiveness is I forgive you and I walk away. That's perfectly valid too. So we'll put this here for now. But it helps with that, as well as all the body fluids and the teeth and gums. Fuchsite helps to empower the healing of other stones, and it's a stone that really encourages fun and play. So this is one that's going to say, no, you don't have to worry about being productive all the time. Just let go and play a little bit. So it helps you to be in the moment in that way. It's very renewing and restorative. So we'll bring that in. Labradorite is a powerful aid for better sleep. It can help to calm disputes. It's wonderful for clairvoyance or our spiritual sight. And it is great for any kind of detailed attention to things. So it's wonderful for research and study, or any kind of like needle in a haystack kind of looking for errors, or looking for one tiny thing and a whole bunch of information. Labradorite's your pal. So we'll bring this in. It's very related to moonstone, very closely related to moonstone. So that's labradorite. Fluorite is a great stone for chaos. When it feels like everything is just up in the air and nothing makes sense. It helps to clear personal order out of that. So whether you tend towards everything feeling chaotic, or if it's just the situation of things, this can help. It's also helpful for comforting people after something that was like very chaotic. It's thought to really help mother and baby after childbirth for that reason. And also for relaxation. So that's fluorite. And fluorite forms in these octahedrons. This is its natural shape that it makes. So we'll bring this in. Okay. That's fluorite. Amazonite is also a good one to help with luck. But even more, it helps with the spine and spinal nerves. Great for things like sciatica. It's very calming, and it helps with folks who tend to focus on the needs of others to be reminded that their self-care needs are just as important and that they absolutely deserve the same caliber of care that they would show others. As I mentioned, it's thought to be a lucky stone too, so luck for like winnings and things. This is, if you are into games of chance, then this might be one to bring with you. There we go. Epidote, my favorite quality of this stone is the negative self-talk. This can help break that habit and help us to speak to ourselves more calmly and clearly and positively. It can also help the brain and Parkinson's. It's wonderful for recovery from injury, even illness, and it's great for the nervous system. It's thought to also be very healing for the skin. So we'll go ahead and bring this in. Beautiful pink and green. Hematite is very, very grounding, and it is really thought to help clear the energy. This is even written about pre-biblically, and in the Bible it shows up. This is one that was thought to clear the blood because it's got a lot of iron in it, which is why it's physically heavy if you've ever held it. And if you look in some of these pieces, you can even see a little bit of red, and that's the iron showing through. It's a heavy stone that's somewhat brittle. There you can see a little bit of the red. That's the iron coming through. These can actually be magnetized too. But this is thought to, back in more ancient times, they thought that the blood was what carried the physical vitality and energy through the body. And that's how they were according to it. And yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. But this also helps to clear energy from the body and back into the earth, which can be very grounding and rebalancing. So we'll bring in hematite. Hematite. Chevron amethyst helps with channeling, mediumship, and just connection to our angels and spirit guides. It's another stone that it works in similar ways to Herkimer diamond in so many ways. And you can see what makes it different from regular amethyst is these stripes and striations within it. If these specimens were larger, it would be a zigzag like chevron pattern. But this part of the amethyst helps to take our messages and bring them up to spirit and bring spirit's messages down to us. So it's wonderful for that two-way street. It's a very spiritual, very healing stone. Also thought to help with visionary work like shamanic journeying, mediumship, things like that. And it's also thought to aid in cases of degenerative disease. So things that continue to progress over time. So that is chevron amethyst. Awesome. Good stuff. Kanta, welcome back. Okay, let's see. Allison, welcome back. Okay, a few more here. Chris had a request for blue apatite. This one can be very helpful for weight loss or weight gain, whichever is your intention. Also a wonderful stone for just improving our relationship with food in general. A very helpful stone for learning about our soul purpose and having the courage to enact it and follow with it. It helps to strengthen the auric field, which can make your energy field a lot stronger. And if you're empathic, if you tend to feel the energy of others or even accidentally take it on, this can help prevent that by strengthening that field for you. It helps with harmony and peace, and it's a really wonderful stone for just balance in all the ways. So that would be blue apatite. There we go. Whoop. There we go. Next we have Numite, and I'm so glad that we've been using this more lately. I love this stone. It's such a unique stone. You don't see it all the time, and it's really cool. So here you can see that it's a very dark black stone, but as you turn it and twist it just so, you get those, like, just out of nowhere, those big glints of gold, light, bright energy. This is only mined in Greenland and only a few months of the year because the ground gets frozen. But this is a stone that helps us with connection to any kind of spiritual work we do that's on both sides of the veil. It's highly protective, especially of our stuff. So if you do any kind of like tarot reading or anything and you want a stone that's going to help with keeping the energy off of those items, any spiritual items, this is a great one to consider. It's also one that when we do really deep emotional work, it helps us to, as we're going through our own darkest places, it helps us to see these brilliant flashes of light reminding us that we are connected to spirit and learning valuable lessons and finding the pearl, if you will, of wisdom as we do that work. So that is Numite. N-U-M-M. Let's see. N-U-U-M-M-I-T-E. Numite. And Dragon's Blood. We've just been working with this recently. This helps with grief too, as well as just loss. So this can actually help with those that are in Hawaii right now. There's a lot of loss, like grief for the people who's passed. It's not the most heavily populated area, and a lot of people didn't make it out, but also just a lot of loss on a physical scale. This also helps with learning from your mistakes and patience. That's something that I struggle with sometimes. I think we can all struggle with patience. That was definitely on tap at the 4 o'clock today. And with learning and also learning about yourself and patience for yourself. This helps with the immune system and the nervous system, and is thought to bring strength and courage to change what about you might not want to keep. And also if you're making any change in society or anything else, this can definitely give you the courage to do it. It's filled with lots of optimism and happiness and wisdom as well. And there's epidote actually in that stone. And peacock ore, which also goes as chalcopyrite. That's the gold that we can see in here. There's a myriad of things that's helpful for, but especially things like executive function, planning, and even finding things that are lost. This can be a really helpful stone for everything related to that. And the quartz around it, clear quartz, always helps to amplify the energy of a stone or any stones near it. So we'll bring this into, I'm going to put that here for now just so we can see it. Cool. And thank you for being here, Patty. Let's see. And we've got healing for Korakar's friend Hermia, who was rear-ended. Head, neck, shoulders, upper back. Oh, ouchie. Amazonite, great for the spine and spinal nerves, which is going to be a lot of that kind of stuff. Also, A lot of times the muscles are just kind of strained and they kind of keep you frozen after something like that. Septarian can be really good for the muscular pain and tension. This is good for muscle spasm, muscle pain, as well as skin wounds and things like that too. Emotionally, this is a powerhouse. It's very empowering to the solar plexus, your center of self-identity and your sense of will and your boundaries. But this also helps with going to the root of what's going on emotionally. It helps you to go to the root of whatever your belief or thought pattern or habit might be, so that you can see it and work through it. And it can even help you with the strength to feel supported while being vulnerable in that healing process. It helps to support an understated root or solar plexus chakra. So that's prioritizing others' input before your own, as well as identity crisis. And there we go. So we'll put that in. But it's an emotional growth stone as well as wonderful for the muscles. So keep me posted. I'm so sorry for your friend. Allison, request for inner child healing, regaining motivation and energy. Motivation and energy. Bumblebee, Jasper, but since it seems to be on tap today, let's bring in some polychrome Jasper again too. This helps reignite our connection to our soul's purpose, and it reinvigorates the Earth Star chakra, which is beneath our root chakra, and that is where we take our soul's purpose and make it actionable and actually stand up and do the walking with it. So it's very encouraging, motivating. It brings a lot of self-confidence, and it breaks down things like indifference and like if you feel really lethargic about something, or almost like oh, well, if it happens, great, but this is this is a good remedy. It's also helpful for movement, physical movement, the lower body joints, all of that kind of stuff too. And like I said, self-confidence. So this will help with all of that too. A good motivator stone. And for inner child work, there's a few really good ones. Let's go ahead and bring in some moss agate. Oh, hang on, sorry. Sorry, copyrighted music getting blasted outside. That will shut down our stream super fast. If the YouTube algorithms pick up that copyrighted music, they shut down the stream. So sorry about that. But for your intention of working with the inner child and doing that kind of healing work, this is moss agate. It's very helpful for that. This helps with also like physically infections, whether it's bacterial or if it's virus or if it's fungal infection, anything that's kind of taking over, this can really help. In addition to inner child work, this can help with higher self connection and working there, as well as just unconditional love and general connection to spirit, reminding you that you're a divine manifestation of love and you're not alone, you are connected to something larger. Also helps with any kind of fear of the unknown, like fear of not knowing something. That's a helpful one. So I hope that helps. And good to see you again. And congrats and all the best for your apartment and get your application being approved. Philip, it's good to see you again. California time. You're originally from the main line. Getting energy back post-COVID. Gotcha. For physical strength and vitality and stuff, definitely Bumblebee Jasper. but also rutilated quartz. Like if you need to get your energy back after like an illness, an injury, a surgery, or cancer treatments, whatever the case might be, rutilated quartz is very, very helpful. So I'm actually just going to picking which one I want to work with today. Let's do these two. Let's do this one. So rutilated quartz, these kind of gold brass looking, it looks almost like pieces of hair within here. Those are rutils, and when they're in quartz, it's thought to direct healing energy where it's most needed. It's excellent for mental focus, and just it's been used as a beautiful gift for anyone struggling with cancer, because it's thought to help with the intention of all of those treatments you're going through. I hope that they go to where it's most needed in your body. So it's been used for that. But it's also wonderful for, like I said, restoring physical vitality and strength when you're really run down. Whether you're run down like you've just been working too hard and living life too hard, or something like, post-COVID, or, after a marathon, whatever the case might be. So yeah, rutilated quartz. So let's go ahead and bring this here and here, at least for now. Cool. And so I hope that helps. And definitely too, for like pulmonary stuff, green kyanite. And I'm glad you guys are connecting over formerly being from here. So you're originally from Chestnut Hill, Mount Airy. Crazy Lace for Dell, absolutely. Hey, JS, it's good to see you. Oh, yeah, and thank you for the reminder, Patty. Hit the like button, everybody, if you haven't already. Let's see. Let's do Crazy Lace Agate. So this is one that I had as a little girl. It came in my rock tumbler kit. Yes, I have been me ever since I was little. I hatched this way. So this is Crazy Lace Agate, and as you can see, there's lots of different kinds of agate, including some blue lace in here, just kind of in all of these wonderful cracks and crevices. Yeah. So this one, I'm still just learning about, despite having had this stone so long. And here we're going to read from Cassandra Eason, the Crystal Handbook, one of my favorite crystal books. This one and anything by Philip Permutt. I'll make a whole blog post with my favorite crystal books, but I love these. So from Cassandra Eason, Crazy Lace Agate helps with overcoming lots of fears and phobias and things like that, especially around like bugs and spiders and things. Great for self-esteem, absorbing emotional pain, and it's thought to help the colon, the heart, the varicose veins, arteries, blood circulation. It's thought to unite people in an office or towards a common goal, connected with the zodiac sign Aquarius, and opening up to joy and laughter. It helps to bring in a lot of they describe here a lot of connection with like dancing and joy and celebration. And helps you regularize daily energy flow and associated with the web of fate. It's thought to also be really helpful for doing anything near the paranormal. It's thought to be one, very protective, but also help you to sense what's going on and even sense like past worlds or past timelines. So wonderful stone, Crazy Lace Agate. There's a lot to it, and I definitely have more time to spend with it to learn more about it. So absolutely there for Dell. Thank you for requesting that for her. Intentions for JS. Hope for the future, creativity, connection with higher self and spirit. Higher self and spirit, we have moss agate, which is great for connection to the higher self. We also have chevron amethyst, Herkimer. Yeah, those are good ones for that. Really good ones for that. And yeah, it is a really interesting stone, right, Patty? So let's do creativity. Also is definitely carnelian. Really powerful stone for that. Oh. Sorry, more music that's been shared with me by the wilds of West Philly. So hope for the future and like connection with spirit. Let's bring in some picture jasper, which also goes by desert jasper. This is an awesome stone for visualizing the future in a really big positive way. It helps with seeing like the potential of things. So you don't get stuck in where you are, but thinking about future. Helps with new ventures and new adventures, as well as supporting the kidneys on a physical level. Good for moving abroad, experiencing new cultures, and kind of diving into something new, as well as hidden fears that might be holding you back from those things. And it's super pretty. I actually have a couple pieces of raw picture jasper behind me. Hey, Bev. Oh, absolutely. We can put some in there for your friend. You're very welcome. I hope you're doing well. Safe travels. I'm also going to bring in for JS, I'm going to bring in for hope, especially hope after loss, is snowflake obsidian. So this is one that also brings about serenity and peace, inner peace. Definitely after any time of loss, it helps you to start to see what could be in front of you, what could be in the future. So it kind of gets you out of that spiral that you might be in. It helps to calm overstimulation, and it balances the body, mind, and spirit. It also can help us alleviate stuck feelings around guilt, often misplaced guilt, and helping to find new patterns around things like guilt and things like that. So that's snowflake obsidian. This one I've also had since childhood. So 3 of the stones in here I've had since childhood. So let's bring one of these here. And one of these, oh, we'll put this larger, we'll actually put this one here and here. And let's also bring in some celestite for connection to higher self and spirit. We have a lot of good higher self stones in there, especially moss agate, but I feel like this can help too. This is a wonderful stone, celestite, to help us connect with our guides and angels. It's wonderful for higher wisdom and discerning what's a thought, what's a fear, and what's intuition. It can be really hard to parse those apart sometimes. This can be very helpful. It's also wonderful for if you're struggling with physical pain. Sometimes this can change our experience around pain because it's so spiritual. It kind of brings our attention away from our physical body and into our spiritual self. So this can be a really helpful stone for all of those things. And all the best to you. Good to see you. Stella, wonderful to see you. Let's see. You have a friend in the ER with stomach pain. So let's do... First of all, let's do some Dalmatian jasper in the hopes that it might just be a digestive issue. This can really help to clear that up and move it along. It's wonderful for energy clearing, bringing along cooperation as well. But anything from IBS to Crohn's to just a really upset stomach, this can be a really helpful stone. It's actually black tourmaline going through jasper, so it can also help to clear our energy field as well. So let's sneak some of this in. And pain in general, let's see. Malachite too can be really good for, that's actually, if it wasn't already there, I would grab it. It's wonderful for things like liver, pancreas, spleen. It's good for pain and inflammation in and of themselves too. And for just pain in general. Let's bring in some lapis. This can help with pain and inflammation. So if it's an inflammation thing, this might help. It can also help with career improvement and moving upwards in your career, as well as inner ear stuff like vertigo and hearing loss. But when it comes to like our behavior, this helps with follow through, integrity, meeting our commitments, personal responsibility, communicating with truth and honesty. So that's lapis. Okay. So all the best to your friend. I remember one time I had to rush myself to the ER with stomach pain, and it ended up being a big cyst on my ovary that not long after I got there caused an ovarian torsion, so it cut off the blood flow to the ovary, and it was emergency surgery. It was a big deal, but I was fine. I was home and eating soup like, what was it, 12 hours later or 16 hours later. I hope that hers is even less significant. I hope it's a tummy ache and she's fine, but keep us posted, and all the best to her. Ooh, doctors just said she may have a bug, fibroids, and elevated liver enzymes. Okay, so that's why I wanted to bring in malachite. Okay, but I hope that it'll get stabilized, and I hope that she's well. Also, illness, we have moss agate that helps with illness, so including virus stuff. So I hope that's all it is. I hope it runs its course, and I hope she's good. So yeah, so I know that Chris had a couple other ones. So let's bring in ruby, sapphire, and I think that's it. Oh, and rhodochrosite. Sapphire is one that can very much help us to connect with our spirit guides and our angels. It's exceptional for mediumship. It is a powerful and strong stone of mediumship, so definitely have a good grounding practice if you're working with it. This helps with also speedy justice, the thyroid, dementia, the folks with it and those caring for them, as well as the eyes and ears, but definitely helps with channeling energy and channeling messages. Helps those if you're channeling for someone else. This can help you to find the best words to use to describe your experience so that your querent can have a more meaningful experience, the words that are most meaningful to them. It also helps with envisioning positive outcomes in times of change. So where shall we place you? Rhodochrosite helps with mother-baby bonding. Also helps very much when it comes to healing wounds around parental connection and disconnection. Helps with the heart and circulation, as well as telepathy, connection to our ancestors, and deceased pets, as well as asthma and even stress headaches. So this is rhodochrosite. There we go. We'll put this in there. And ruby. If you feel like it's challenging to be yourself and you feel like you need a boost of strength in being exactly who you are, ruby can bring it. Also helps with love and fertility, as well as leadership skills and management type skills. So that is ruby. That's ruby raw, just as it is. And we'll place this close-ish to, let's see, we'll move these back a bit. I guess we can't. And there we go. So that is ruby. It's as even as I can make it. Okay. I think we're good. Good job, team. Wonderful. Look at the beautiful grid that you all put together. This is wonderful. Thank you all so much for being here and for sharing all of your requests and just for all of your ongoing support. So we're going to go ahead and transition into the next part of the event, which is getting into the Reiki. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to explain what Reiki is, how to make the most of your session. And if you wouldn't mind helping me, you can lift the energy of the space that you're in and the collective energy that we share by going on ahead into the chat. Hit that like button if you don't mind, and share anything and everything that you're grateful for. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing in a public format anyway, but share anything that you're grateful for. If it's something you don't feel to share in public, just sort of think about it or reflect on it. Gratitude powerfully lifts energy. So go ahead, do that. I'm going to do the explaining the Reiki thing, and then we're going to get into the healing. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson, and if you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification courses, if you want to schedule a one-on-one healing or tarot reading, or if you want to shop my crystal collection, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com, where you can learn all about it. You can also find that link in the description, along with a link to my email newsletter and all of my socials. So thanks again for being here. And so what is Reiki? Well, Reiki has become more or less a catch-all term for energy healing in all of its varied forms. Specifically, I work with Usui Reiki, and that's a practice of connecting with universal healing energy that was created by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s in Japan, at a time when teaching anything that could even be construed as religion was strictly forbidden. So this practice is very secular and incredibly spiritual and sacred. So I see why it resonates with us so much in the West. It's very accessible to us. So the understanding of what the term energy means at the foundation of Usui Reiki, for that we can best look to Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which it's understood that everyone and everything has a soul, and all of those soul energies are interlinked and intertwined, and that we are all interconnected. It's thought that spirit, however you would define it, that life-giving energy is flowing to everyone and everything all the time through that interconnectedness. And Reiki actually translates to spiritually guided soul energy. Essentially, what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques to connect to that source energy and direct more of it to you so that your body, mind, and spirit can put it to good use. And it's also thought that this energy is definitely used by our body, mind, and spirit all the time to just get us through life and healing and resilience on a moment-to-moment basis. Your session will be unique, and the way that it's best for you, you will feel during the session potentially some physical sensations. You may have some emotions rise up or be released. On a mental level, you may be able to find some clarity or think things through and find resolution, or even hear your subconscious. Spiritually, you may get some deep clarity, some intuition, or even like a big intuitive burst. And you may also just have a really lovely nap, which would be wonderful. So what do you do during the session? Well, you don't have to do anything at all. I usually encourage you to get comfy as you can, sitting up or lying down, whatever feels good. You can also, just close your eyes and chill, or you can move around, get up, get a glass of water, do some yoga on the floor, journal, make art, make music, whatever feels right to you in this time. There's no wrong way to enjoy this time at all. Just know that you don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. Sometimes it's just the intuition coming through. So enjoy and just sort of notice how it feels. If you feel like you need a moment of clarity, oh, hang on. Bless for whoever needed that ambulance. So if you ever, so during the session, you don't have to focus. You don't have to keep your mind silent. If you do feel like you want to come back to the session, if you feel like you were distracted, if you feel like you want to go a little deeper, just take a deep breath in and out at your own pace, and that will help. I will send Reiki to you for 25 minutes, during which time I will turn the lights down. You'll notice that they move slowly and gently through several different colors. At no point will they flash or strobe. And I'll turn the music up. So if you'd like to learn more about the musical creator, she's linked at the bottom of the description. You can check out her YouTube channel or her website. And yeah, it's been a pleasure having y'all here. At the end of that 25 minutes, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll encourage you to take a deep breath, come back to your body, and at that point, I'll reopen the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or hear any of your experiences. I am here 5 times a week, same days, same times, but also know that Reiki isn't bound by the same limits that we have as human beings. We can only be in one place at one time, but the Reiki can be everywhere all the time. So if you are watching this in the future, hello from the past. If you are here now with me live, just know that you can always come back and check out the past healing live streams, and just, even if you want to, just skip forward to where you see the healing begin, and the energy will flow just the same, because I can only be in one place at one time, but the Reiki is everywhere. So the energy is in the past healing live streams playlist. There's about 400 videos for you to enjoy in that past healing live stream, and you can just have a healing that you need whenever you feel you need it. And of course, if you subscribe with your notifications on, you can always join me for some more live healing. So thank you so much for being here. My next live stream will be Sunday at 8 p.m. East Coast US time, which is 5 p.m. for those on the West Coast. And yeah, so grateful to have all of you here. So let's go ahead, take a closer look at that grid, and jump into the healing. Ooh, pretty. Oh, that came out so nice. Aww. And we have a little Hattie cat waiting for her her Reiki. So thank you everyone for all of the love in the chat. Thank you, Jenny. Oh, is Heart here? I didn't see her come in. Hey, Heart! Lots of love to you. Let's get back on a regular routine. I'm around Thursday if that's good for you. Or we can switch days. Awesome. And I'm going to put my intention in there for an awesome apartment for me and the kitties, just in time, that we can afford and is safe and accessible and cozy and good for all of these beautiful live streams with all of you. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you for being here. So thank you again. Enjoy your session, and I'll see you all in 25 minutes. Also know that during the Reiki, if you want to chat amongst yourselves, you can. I can't respond. Enjoy. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly stretch, move, or bend in any way that feels natural. Hattie has some purrs for you. Good girl. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or anything to share, go ahead and use the chat. As Hattie continues to put some love on the microphone. Yeah, yeah. I'm hanging in there. Thank you for asking, Heart. Oh. I'm still looking for a place, but we'll get there. And for everyone who's joining us, thank you so much for being here. And Stella, thank you for your kind words. I'm really glad you enjoy it here. I love this little Reiki family too. I am working on putting together an optional membership through YouTube and Patreon. You can join either way if you want to. Totally, if you want to, not a have to. This would be something that we could have something more official around our group, and we could even have like a monthly event or two for those of you who wanted to do it. So definitely stay posted for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude. It would be a very optional, not required, and very affordable paid membership. But there'd still be, everything that I do now would still be free. Everything that I do now. This will always be free. I love doing this so everyone can enjoy Reiki. So that's not going anywhere. But there might be a paid membership where if you wanted to do more or if you wanted to contribute, you could. You never have to. But more than anything, I'm looking for a way for you all to connect offline that you wouldn't have to even need a membership for. I'm not on Facebook, so a Facebook group wouldn't quite do it. I've done Discord before, but I found there was a hesitancy to be on Discord. It's not something a lot of folks already use. So if you have any suggestions of like where I can put like a group area or message board or something for all of you that could be free, I'm all ears. I would love to do that for all of you. So you could stay in touch and connect with each other outside of stream, and I think that would be really beautiful. And I am teaching this weekend. I'm teaching Reiki 1. I'm so excited. You're so welcome, Bev. All the best to your friend. And thank you. Yes, very much hoping for the perfect place to find me swiftly too. But I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close here with an abundance of gratitude so I can get some dinner in me and go to bed early so I can be ready to teach Reiki in the morning. It's always a joy and a pleasure to be with all of you. I truly love being here with you all. Oh, thank you, Chris. I hope so. Yeah, I would love to have a message board or something for all of you. I'm working on what options are out there. I'm definitely open to your feedback. That's a wonderful way to say it, Patty. I can't wait either. Oh, thank you, Margaret. Thank you. I'm so glad you found me too. Good night, Chris. Thank you for being here. Good night, Heart. Good night, Patty. And good night, Key. I hope you both are doing well. Yeah, I will rest well, and I hope you all rest well too. Take care of yourselves. I hope to see you all again soon. And, and if you do have any feedback on message board, chat feature, something we could use, I'm all ears. You can reach out through my website, or you can leave something in the comments. But yeah, have a beautiful weekend, everyone. I hope to see you all again soon. My next stream is Sunday at 8 p.m. East Coast time. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.